Do I eat on campus? No, I don't really eat on campus because it's too expensive and they don't have very many options. It's only like 4 or 5 places you can go to get actual meals.
It's just never really worth my time. The prices for them are pretty expensive, so that's kind of the main reason why I don't eat on campus.
I do, yes, when I can.
I typically try to eat at home, which I do save a little bit more since I still am a college student. School does take most of my time, yet I sometimes do like enjoy a quick meal or snack on campus. I personally do not have a meal plan, but when I was a freshman here in around 2019, I did try meal plan, but it just wasn't very beneficial for my type of lifestyle to where I do reside in off-campus housing, so it wasn't really effective for me.
I do, yes. It's my meal plan from freshman year. I still haven't used all of it yet, so just living off of that.
How often do you use it?
Probably 2 to 3 times a week, I'd say.
I don't have a meal plan.
I wish that I came to this university a few decades before, only because a lot of what I've seen within our history at this school is that it was more pride within our departments rather than pumping excess students into overly packed dorms, or the type of quality of service was there when there was a lot fewer students, a lot more faculty to ratio from students to faculty. And I'd say that because having those closer interpersonal interactions make what college is, rather than trying to cram as many students as a classroom or just try to rush through as many students through like a food line, just not as effective as that feeling of a home cooked meal is.
I wish we had an actual dining hall. We don't have one of those, and it sucks because all the food options get really repetitive because it's just the same like 4 establishments that you have to rotate through.
I do not think campus food is fairly priced, and I wish they would put price tags on stuff so we knew what the price was before we went up to the counter and found out that they were going to be bleeding our bank account.
Sometimes when you go in to buy something, it doesn't necessarily have a price tag on it, so usually when you pay for it, you're like, oh, that was a lot more than I expected it to be. So I would say it's not fairly priced to an extent.
I would say over the years, yes, it is. Right within COVID era, like a few years ago, say 3 years ago, that's when things kind of skyrocketed because the whole entire world did stand still for a few months or even a few years. It only feels like we just kind of got out of that. Barely like the beginning of this semester, it felt like everything went back to normal, essentially. I would say to most places, yes and no, but for right now, from what I've been working with and seeing, it has been pretty consistent, pretty fair, and it kind of went down a little bit this past few years, ain't gonna lie.
I think in the chains it is, because they have to price it a certain way, but in the other places, no, not so much. It's like almost $10 for an acai bowl, and that's pretty outrageous.
Is it fair for the Trailblazer Cafe to be closed on weekends? I didn't even know it was, but that sounds unfair to me. I mean, I feel like people would have the most time to like stop by and eat there on the weekends, so I'd say it's unfair.
Most people on campus, they don't really have anywhere else to go because most people don't have a car to like travel anywhere to get food. So I mean, if it was open on the weekends, it'd be a lot more income for campus dining in general, and for students on campus, it would probably be a lot easier for them so they don't have to walk as far.
As someone who lived in the dorms freshman year, that really messed me up on weekends because I had nowhere to eat, I had nowhere to get food, and I didn't have a job, so I didn't have any money.
I'm a man, I can cook for myself.
I said no pickles, so what am I seeing here? What am I looking at?